NFL Week 1 is back, you dirty bitches.
They came out directly, booed Russ. Straight up.
Boo! Boo!
Boo! This game.
They beat the fuck out of stupid ass. You already know, man. The mighty Chiefs is looking mighty again.
Got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you can call them boy crap. Man, this gang got rules, man, you better watch your passes. This ain't not new.
What's going on, boys? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. It's that time of the week where we're talking recaps and Thursday night football. And you know who the hosts are. I'm Paul, Pick'em, Win'em, Concha, and I'm joined with...
Hey, man, you already know it's that boy Kev, Waterboy Savoy, a.k.a. I don't got time for that shit today. You want to know why? Hold on, let me put my eyebrow up. I should go get my Rock jersey, but Paul, you got to hit it with me one time. Finally, NFL Week 1 is back, you dirty bitches.
Let them know.
Bruh, that shit was a motherfucking movie. Like, from 1 o'clock by itself, this might have been probably just the wildest shit I've seen in a while. Like, I don't want to say it's the best Week 1 I've ever seen because last Week 1 was lit. But there were some dogs that didn't look like dogs.
Barking loud at the door.
I'm telling you, there was some, we thought they were poodles, but we found out they were rabid junkyard dogs. Like, shit is dangerous out here, man.
There are some teams people thought were dead that showed up alive, and there were some teams people thought still had a pulse that showed up dead.
No cap. So pretty much, let's start it off with, how the fuck did we do this week?
As a team, our picks, we actually tied. Start off week 1, we're both going 6-7-1. That one tie being the Colts-Texans game. But on the betting aspect, anyone who tailed my picks, we did have a winning week this week. We went 3-2. Dolphins -3.5 was never in doubt. We shitted on them, boys. Ravens -6.5. That should have been my mega lock. I was screaming it. Never doubt with them, boys. Panthers -1. That was a close one. We're almost there, but we'll talk about it later. Some rookie fourth quarter or shenanigans to upset the Panthers at home. +7 Texans, never a doubt, especially when it went into overtime, because then that bet was definitely cashed because you can't score more than a touchdown in overtime. And then Raiders +3.5. This close, if we would have converted on that 2-point conversion in the fourth quarter, we would have been cashing another one. So good week, good bets, making money, all we can ask for.
Nice. Sounds like we made a little bit of paper this week. Let me know if I got to send a couple of units to your ass next week. You know what I'm saying? But
unit man.
Let's talk these motherfucking games. And this season, we're going to start a new motherfucking segment. And we're going to call that Waterboys Games of the Week.
Whoa.
You know where we're going to get the crazy motherfucking the crazy graphics and all that. That's just coming soon, man. But I got some games that really caught my attention, and the categories are gonna change on a weekly basis. But this week, we're gonna start off with the Waterboy Games of the Week. Most competitive. But over here on the Totally Blitz podcast, we'll call it the Dog Fight Award of the Week. You feel me? And
who's getting the nod for the first week of NFL action, Kev?
I had some choices. I had a lot of choices. Like, I almost picked 2. But I'm going to pick this team because I know I'm probably not going to pick them again this season. I got to give it to the Giants and the Titans, man.
Down Giants to the end.
That game was crazy competitive, just back and forth, the big plays, the miscues on defenses. Shit was crazy. But I'm lying. I got to give that bitch to the Steelers and the Bengals, just because off the fact that, like, what the fuck?
Overtime, injuries, missed extra points, the fucking thuds off the field goal post.
Blocked field goals. You don't see that. How you block an extra point to win the game?
Or go to overtime.
To go overtime.
Then win the game.
But first thing first, we got to start off with this Steelers defense is crazy.
I want to see how they do next week, though, because now TJ Watt with the pec tear, he might be gone. Some say whole season, some say 6 weeks, but he's at least going to be gone. So,
So
who's stepping up? Like, is it gonna be Miles Jack? Like, are they still gonna be able to do it?
So first off, gotta say prayers to that boy. My boy literally was on the fucking field and said, "Yo, I tore a titty." Like he knows that my boy can't do push-ups right now. But here's the thing: he's a fucking watt, and I wouldn't be surprised if by the fifth week they was questioning playing him or not. Hopefully they don't, and they wait the whole 6 to 8. But
Some practice.
I know for a fact, TJ Watt, the monster known as TJ Watt, will be here in less than 10 games.
I would not bet against him. I would say that much.
He's a Watt. He's a Watt. Them niggas is built different. You feel me? But he had a monster game and got hurt. Like, what did he have? A sack? A tackle for loss?
A couple tackles for loss. An
interception. 3 tackles for loss. And an interception. And the interception, he literally caught that bitch at the line of scrimmage. Like, that's just a different level of athlete. There's nothing you can do about that.
And then even outside of the box score, I mean, Alex Highsmith had 3 sacks, but it's honestly has to do with how much attention they're giving Watt. So Highsmith gets the one-on-one on the other side. So even the stuff that you don't see on the scoreboard, there's a reason why this team got 7 sacks this weekend. And Watt has a lot to do with it.
They won the turnover battle, what, 5-0?
Yeah.
That's insane. But if we got to talk defense, I need to hear some ridicule because my pick for MVP wasn't MVPing it up out there. How'd you feel about Joe Beasley?
2 things that I saw really was some of the things that I remember last year. I would tell you how Josh Allen would scare me because, a play where you just throw it away and it's 3rd down and you just punt it, it's okay. He's throwing it up. He's forcing it. He's doing some extra shit, which causes an interception, shit like that. I know all the interceptions wasn't his fault because he, like I said, he got sacked 7 times. The defense was in his face. There was a couple tips, but there's a couple badly thrown balls where you shouldn't. You're having you looking at the throw like, why you like? I know that's Jamar Chase. I know that's T Higgins, but like, come on, bro. Like that's a little wild. And look at the Steelers. You can talk all the crap you want about their offense, and Najee Harris didn't do nothing, but the reason why the game was close all game long was because Joe Burrow kept them in the game with the interceptions. And anytime that they would start moving, where it wasn't a good day for him. And the second thing is that O-line, they spent all the money to get Kappa and old boy from the Bucks. I can't remember his name right now, but and they still let up all them pressures and hits, and it's like, bro, you spent all that money and you got to upgrade, but maybe the scheme's not working. Maybe, I don't know, but it's just not working, and y'all got to fix that. Otherwise, last year, like I've been kind of riding, is y'all not a fluke because you still be a good team, but just pump the brakes on, hey, Super Bowl favorites all over again. Y'all just had a really good story last year.
It was insane. I feel like you got hit more this week 1 than he did last week 1. This is crazy. And the person he just spent all that money on, I want to say his name's like Jonah Williams or some shit like that. Something Jonah. This motherfucker is the one that had that one-on-one. Alex Highsmith got passed 3 times to get the fucking sack.
Yeah.
Look, where the fuck did this money go? They got to figure something out. They got to switch schemes, fire fucking O-line coaches. But y'all got to figure that shit out. Y'all got to figure that shit out quick. Because they said in his last 4 games, he's been sacked like 24 times.
Yeah, through that playoff run and everything. On the other side, though, Pittsburgh looks just like the same offense y'all had last year. Like, Mitch Trubisky didn't look that good, but Mitch Trubisky looks just like Big Ben last year. The short passes, quick passes, line of scrimmage passes, that yards after catch. But
here's my thing. I take back. I renege my words that anybody's better than Big Ben. Because if Big Ben had played that game, it wouldn't have won the overtime. They would have closed the show. They would have, because the difference between Big Ben, and those 3 motherfuckers is Big Ben is still solid and dependable in the 4th. Like Big Ben is somebody you could at least run to when you need something to happen out of nothing. Like, you're like, I could try it. But so I see the difference until like them boys can really get like
I don't know. I disagree. I think if Big Ben's in this game, they lose it because Big Ben throws an interception in the fourth or overtime, trying
You
to
think
force.
so? I don't think so. I think
Whereas
Mitchell Trubisky.
Mitch doesn't have that leash to do that. He has to fall. Like it's just like, hey, this run the ball on 3rd and 7. Like
Yeah.
we don't, yeah, like Big Ben might be changing that shit up, trying to do some extra a jump ball with Claypool that gets deflected, and now his head's down, walking back to the huddle.
I don't know, man.
This is gonna be a running defense special teams type of team. Like it's gonna be some like real muddy shit.
What about the field goal block? How'd you feel? Their favorite, Mika Fitzpatrick, who fucking started off the season with a pick 6.
That boy's a dog. That boy's a beast. And I mean,
Defensive player of the year conversation.
at certain times, I'm not saying I have a sixth sense, but there's certain times when you see people line up and like there's something telling you to watch the extra point. Like it's like God is speaking to you in that moment. Like, hey, just do not take your eyes off of this screen real quick. And then some crazy shit like that happens. And I swear that happened when I was just like, I can't take my eyes. Like, I feel like the impossible is going to happen. Like, everything in my gut right now is telling me that they're going to overtime. And bam, fucking overtime. I was just, woo, they're dogs. There's a feisty team.
You should have locked in the bet while they was doing that. You should have been like, motherfucking.
Oh, I wish I would have. But hey, I had Steelers +7. I had them winning on the picks. There's a reason why I didn't trust this Bengals team, and there's a reason why I feel like Tomlin, like it's not, even if you don't agree Trubisky's better, it's not too much of a fall off on what Big Ben was.
Nah, dead ass. But I think this was a good loss for Joe Burrow. Last year, didn't they lose a close game? Oh, they won a close game against the Vikings. But this is a good loss for Joe Burrow. And they said after the game he was still in his pads, like just sitting there. Like he was just sitting there for a good hour and some change. Like they said he was out there. Like I was watching the next games and somebody said Joe Burrow's still in his uniform. Like, I was like, that's crazy. So I hope that he really takes this to heart. T. Higgins comes back from that concussion because I need him for fantasy. Motherfucking, yeah, I really hope that. But hey, man, that's only game number 1. Next, we got to speed this up a little bit. But next, I got ass whooping of the week.
What's the ass whooping of the week, Kev?
You already know, man. The mighty Chiefs is looking mighty again, and their ensemble of fucking receivers. I think you can give them Aaron Rodgers receivers and Travis Kelce, and you got the same fucking game. Like Pat Mahomes is so dialed in right now. It's crazy because the Cardinals defense, I don't think it's a great defense. I don't think the Cardinals are a good team. I think they're kind of in a limbo, but like Pat Mahomes is a fucking problem. What did he throw? 5 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns?
Dude, 5. He only had 9 incompletions on 39. He's 30 of 39. They didn't get sacked once. Like this was effortless out there. Scored every quarter, which is fucking nuts.
He's a fucking problem, man, and he's just out there doing this thing. What did Kelce? Let me know the numbers on this. This was the only one I didn't watch. I didn't watch.
Kelce's still doing Kelce things. 8 catches, 121 yards with a touchdown. That boy Juju, I had a feeling Juju's gonna be wide receiver 1. And 6 catches, 79 yards. He was getting the 15-yard catches, the 10-yard run after catch. Like he was doing his role. Like he looks like he might break 1,000 yards on this offense, and he's definitely way above on the wide receiver depth chart than Scantling and Sky Moore, the rookie. So they look like Juju's gonna come in and get those 7 to 8 catches maybe a game, and Travis Kelce's gonna get the other 7 to 8 and be the red zone god that he is, and just better than everybody. My big thing, like I wasn't worried about the Kansas City Chiefs without Tyreek. Like I still felt like they had a good team. They like you can replace a wide receiver. Sometimes it's just harder to replace than others. Arizona though, I don't know, bro. Like no D-Hop, they looked like they had they had 21 points, but 14 of them came in the fourth quarter when they were already up by like 50, by 40. Like at this point, they weren't really playing defense. So, and even Richard Sherman came in and came at Kyler, showing there were certain things where it wasn't like bad passes. It was more of he wasn't reading the defense they were giving him and not changing the line at the play or telling a wide receiver to block somebody because he's coming in. Like he's definitely going to be blitzing, and I think he gets a blindside sack, fumble, stuff like that. And so when other people are commenting on it and they're all coming in also saying the same thing of, hey, there's a reason why that contract had the wording in it. Now, like, and there's more video. I just feel like more people are watching it, or there's gonna be more examples of it. And without D Hop to kind of cover some things up to make you look better, it's kind of being like shown. And like Chiefs were known for letting up big plays last year, like always getting burned over the top. Like where was that? There was just nothing. Either the Chiefs defense completely figured it out, or the Cardinals are gonna have a long year until D Hop comes back or gets some shit going. Because even people were giving Kingsbury, I don't even like giving him his credit, but people were saying he was calling really good plays for Kyler, and he just wasn't getting the ball there.
Yeah, you don't like Cliff Kingsbury?
No, that boy hasn't had a winning record yet. He was at Texas Tech with Patrick Mahomes, and I solidly believe he's the reason Patrick Mahomes did not go number 1 overall. Like I was big on Mahomes, but they would lose games at Texas Tech, and it was all like the defense letting up 40 points and stuff. So I have not really liked him since college days when he had Mahomes, and then now he has Kyler with the Cardinals, and he still has yet to really do anything.
I think he's a nice dresser. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of faded. Let me see. What was my sleeper team of the week? Sleeper game. So the last one is the sleeper game of the week.
Just the one that you didn't expect to be a good game, and it turned out to be a banger.
And we're gonna give that to the Browns and Panthers. Jacoby Brissett.
Fuck this game, bro. That's great game.
Jacoby Brissett. I didn't know Jacoby Brisket could sit down and hold down the pocket like that. I wasn't ready for it. I almost gave this game to the Seahawks and the Broncos, but I was like,
oh man, Brissett didn't even put up 150 yards, bro. This was all Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt's explosive ass.
No, they were dangerous. I want to say they were doing like a running back and fullback combo. Anytime I was looking up at that game, I swear they were both on the field at the same time.
Yeah, most likely it is to keep your best players on the field.
And who's the Browns coach? Kevin Stefanski?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he has a long career here. But how the fuck did the Panthers blow this? Baker, they said he looked decent.
Not first half, bro. They were down like 17-0 before Carolina finally scored a point. And it was like, I don't even know the exact numbers, but Baker was probably going into like end of first quarter, probably only had like total of 20 yards. Like there is just no offense for the first. Let me see if I can pull up their fucking first couple of drives. That first drive was a 3-and-out punt. Second drive, -1 yard. Second drive, -4 yards, 3-and-out punt. Third drive, 3 total yards, punt. Next drive, interceptions. Next drive, 3 plays, punt. Finally score a touchdown when it's 14-0. Like then into the half. But as I'm saying, like early, if Baker played how he did towards the end of the going into halftime and coming out of it, they probably would have won this game. But Baker first half was just abysmal, just bad. I don't even know. CMC had 3 carries going into halftime. Like CMC was not getting the usage that everyone expects CMC to get. It was just like I felt like they didn't want to overuse CMC because he might get hurt or whatever. I don't know. They didn't want those excuses, so they didn't overuse him. But when you don't use CMC in his offense, it don't look good. His offense does not look good. So I won't completely blame Baker on that.
Okay, so do you think the Browns had him figured out and they finally, oh my gosh. That pick 6 Minka Fitzpatrick got was so nasty. Popped up my TV. But do you think the Browns had him figured out and then he finally kind of got loose in the second half, or is Baker just sucked?
I'm not writing out Baker sucks. Like I said, I think they did not use CMC. He only had like 3 carries going into halftime, and then he ends the game with 10. So second half, he doubled his carries. He had a lot more targets. They started using him like Christian McCaffrey gets used. So it opened the playbook. Whereas prior, they weren't moving the ball because I felt like they were trying to change the whole scheme in the last second of some sort. Oh no, like why was CMC not being used? That's like the Titans not running the ball. Like, what are you doing? You have Derrick Henry. This is not the play call for what you do. So afterwards, they opened the playbook, let CMC loose. Baker got into his rhythm. You can actually run the play actions because you're running the ball, and they look better. But I mean, they had the game in the bag. They scored with a minute left, so it looked good. But no one expected a fucking rookie kicker to come out of Browns, hit a 58-yarder. Like that was just like, wow.
That's his warm up.
And I don't think they should have won it. Like Brissett didn't play too well. 147 yards, 18 of 34. But he did enough to get the dub. But if this was a different team, the Browns lose this game. Because that's not like, I don't know. Nick Chubb can only do so much.
That's real. Hey, that's real. But I don't think the Browns are going to be a good team. I don't think Kevin Stefanski's going to look too much better. But Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, as long as they stay healthy, this team runs through them and they're going to be able to make something shake. Is what this game taught me.
I think this is them getting up to beat Baker. Like the defense got up for this game, the offense got up for this game, the coaching, because even the coach, they still is never confirmed or denied if he said bye to Baker. So, this is just one of those where I feel like they got up for it. They were gonna play their hardest, and then come next week, they're probably gonna come back down to earth.
That's real. That's so real. But those are my games of the week. You have an honorable mention that you throw in there?
No, I feel like those are all good picks, and if there's anything we missed, we'll hit it on this recap as we run through them.
Let's get it, man. We smooth, man. So I guess we'll let winners go first. How'd you feel, man? Dolphins, Patriots, Mac Jones looking like Mac with no cheese. But y'all defense looking crazy. Like that pick you got in the end zone, that Xavier Howard passed up, that batted up in the Holland, grabbed and took that bitch like 40 yards. That was nice. I was looking like, oh, that's the team. That's right there that taught me like, oh yeah, this team is gonna be nasty. But what really got me was when Jalen Waddle scored that touchdown. I want to say it was on 4th down or 3rd down.
4th down before half.
And you had them grown-ass men in the stands waddling. I was like, oh, this team is going to be a problem. And Tyreek Hill jersey. All wearing Tyreek Hill jerseys.
That Waddle touchdown in particular, there's film breakdown of when Tua gets the ball, the linebacker, because he throws it in between the safety, the corner, and the linebacker in the middle. And the linebacker in the middle, he hikes the ball. He looks harder to the left, and the linebacker jumps hard to the left. And then, like, immediately once he jumps, he just throws it. Like they said, Waddle was the number 1 target since the hike. So he was just looking off the linebacker, and then that gave the perfect amount of space to hit him right in the middle of everybody. And
then that fast-ass motherfucker took it straight to the touchdown.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's something I love to see. I love to see that, like, PFF, love him to hate him, but our Connor Williams, the Mr. Do-It-All we got from the Cowboys, was ranked the highest center and by PFF. So like even little shit like that is a huge upgrade from what the fuck we had last year. So seeing the O-line giving Tua some time, I think he was like top 10 in pocket time this week. So
nice.
So 270 yards and a touchdown, and our fan base is still mad at him, thinking we can do more. But I mean, hey, we got to make a diamond out of this boy. One thing I need to see though is that run game step up. Only 25 yards from Edmonds, so this is a Mike McDaniel's 49ers type offense. So Tua looked really good without a run game. I just can't wait till this run game does kick off to see how we're really looking towards the middle of the year. Then
how did the new head coaches do this week? What they go like 5-2?
I believe so.
I forgot.
Vikings coach won. I'm trying to see. I know the Vikings coach won.
That's
crazy. Coach won.
That's crazy. The Jalen Waddle play just popped up on my TV. Let me see if Tua look off this motherfucking linebacker.
He starts progression left, and then immediately, as soon as he stops looking left, he throws it right to the middle towards Waddle.
Oh, that was nice.
Then
it was
and then Tyreek is getting like a yard after. I think Tyreek and Waddle both placed top 15 in speeds with the ball this weekend, and Waddle was faster than Tyreek. So just to show, like, the speed is just explosive. Mac is not that guy without a run game. Mac's not that good. Like, his defense wasn't there to be able to make him look better. the offensive line looked bad for it. Like, I'm not gonna blame the sack completely on him because the line did not look good. But what did I say before the season started? They let Shaq Mason's big ass go. This offensive line will not look the same. And their defense with Matt Judon can only do so much because they don't have the DBs to protect them from over the top anymore. And that's why Tyreek mossed somebody on a play that probably should have been intercepted. And Tyreek went up one hand, snagged it. And when Tyreek's doing that,
God.
little ass is doing that to you, it's just like, oh yeah, these DBs are nobodies. So that's what, like, they're just not good all around. Other than Bill Belichick is a god. How much
They
longer
really
you can
let
keep batting that?
They really let J.C. Jackson and Stephon Gilmore walk. It's crazy.
How did you feel about your Falcons though? I mean, great game. That should have been up there with a sleeper or game of the week.
Great fucking game, but I just knew that like I wanted to talk good about this game because great fucking game, phenomenal game. But I've noticed that like I'm getting older, man, because like there was a girl that was at my house while I was watching this, and she was like, you know how girls they be talking shit like, oh, you like the Falcons? Oh, then I'm a Saints fan, ha ha. And like I hit her with the bitch. If you don't get the, you know what, you do you enjoy the game, and then we start winning. So now I'm talking shit. I'm dancing in this bitch's face, but like everybody knows the game don't start to the fourth quarter. But before anything, I'm proud as fuck of them boys. They did everything they could to win. They just not winners. But they did everything they could to win. Marcus Mariota was running his ass off. Cordero Patterson running his ass off. Bro, we got 4 sacks. I haven't seen us get 4 sacks since motherfucking, what was that one? Vic Beasley. I can't remember Jit name.
When
Jit
Vic Beasley snapped, yeah.
Yeah, when he snapped and he led the league in but we don't put pressure on fucking quarterbacks like that. So the fact to see Jameis Winston struggling and trouble, held him to 53 yards the first 3 quarters, that was great. But you gave up 212 in the fourth, so that doesn't matter at the end of the day. Yeah. But I was so happy for our team. I didn't expect to be able to be a point where I'd be like so lit, like just jumping around dancing. Like I'm not even texting in the group chat because I'm like, I'm enjoying this while it's lasting. Like once it slows down, then I'll start listening to y'all niggas and shit. But in the meantime, we having fun out here. And we have fun, man. That shit was great. I don't think they're gonna play like that more than I don't think they're gonna play like that every game. I think this is one of those we're gonna wake up and try to beat the Saints, try to show that like we're still the boys. But you can't do that when you're playing as conservative as they did after they got the win. One thing I respected about the Giants was that they went for that 2-point conversion. Like they knew if they went to overtime, they're not the better team. So that's what the Falcons, I didn't understand. We're making we literally were, when Marcus Mariota had the fumble in the third. Like I feel like this is when you got to realize that like, okay, we're not the better team. But we are a team with dogs. Like we are a team with better players. We are a team with good players. We're professionals. Like, let's go do it. Even if we make mistakes, it's better than just 3 and out and then putting it. And like we're getting bailed out by the refs in the fourth. Like I promise you, we're getting bailed out. But you set it up to lose by 1. You're up by 2, and you can't get the 3rd down conversion, and you get the delay of game. Like, bro, this man, Jameis Winston, is throwing up all over y'all, all with your stupid, with your ugly ass soft zone. AJ Terrell was getting killed by Michael Thomas in the man to man. So you don't give a fuck about what this offense can do. If y'all want to win this game, you better go for it on this 4th, like, and ice the clock. But no, let's get a delay game. Let's play the analytics. Let's get a delay.
That's the worst when they get the delay of games on those 4th and shorts.
Like they get a delay of game and then they punch it. Like, bro, how the fuck do you feel? Because what the next play, motherfucking 40 yards down to Jarvis Landry. You need 50 yards, and Jarvis Landry just got you 40. So Will Lutz hits a 58, 51 yarder. Like
after missing the first kick of the game or whatever, he missed one earlier.
Mm-hmm. So like we played a great game. We played all well on all sides of the ball, but at the end of the day, it comes down to play calling. DPs, you playing a soft zone. You realize the soft zone got burnt, so now you're playing man. But these motherfuckers have Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, nothing but speed motherfuckers. So, and then your best corners getting killed 1-on-1. Both the touchdowns was 1-on-1 man coverage on AJ. The second one was great coverage, but Michael Thomas was like not willing to lose. So you let this team pick up momentum, you let them pick up steam, and you have to. That's what happens when you play like hopes. But I'm still proud of them boys. They play calling, but I'm not gonna blame it only on the play calling because execution. All we needed was one first down. We could have ran out the clock.
No,
It's
yeah, my only takeaway from this game was the Falcons took their foot off the gas. And you see
yeah,
a lot of times when teams that do not expect to be winning are winning in the fourth quarter. And instead of playing to win, they start playing not to lose. And they start playing weak defenses, 3-man deep defenses type shit. And
yeah, like come on, bro.
letting up
You
the
up there?
15-yarders, letting up the 10-yarders, is letting
It's
them walk
second.
the field.
It's 2nd and 20, and you put in damn near a 20-yard, a damn near 15-yard cushion on them boys. Like I understand you don't want to get beat, but nah, let them boys play. Let them boys fight in the yards. Let them boys play. Don't be trying to play safe. Like all right, we'll give a little. Nah, bitch, you just gave up 19 on 2nd and 20. How you feel?
It was bad. But great game. We'll see what the boys, because the boys were feisty at home. We'll see Mariota and then Drake London looked good as a rookie first game too. Don't sleep on that. He was one of my best bench players I had in fantasy. Just waiting.
I definitely had Cordero Patterson egg last bench, but like I can't even sure because my running backs did decent. But I don't think they're gonna play like that again next week. I think you got up to play against the Saints, you did, but you can't. I don't think Marcus Mariota is gonna play more than 3 games in a row this season, because like they're not because like you're not gonna. You have to recover from that. Like that was the entire summer put into it, but now you got to recover from those hits you took and stuff like that. Like this game against the Rams, I'm very optimistic, but I'm always gonna be rooting for my team and everything like that. But like this is gonna be interesting how they play against the Rams with that fucking loaded ass defense they got. Because the Saints aren't a bad defense either.
Not true, but also, I think you'll be good as long as Mariota's healthy and y'all can ease Riddler into the starter job. But Mariota does end up getting walled up early in the season. It could throw the whole business plans array.
That I think I like Desmond Ritter just off the fact that we have a fan base that like nigga like so like we let that nigga be trash for like 4 years. Like we have no problem with that.
Yeah, we also took him late. Like it wasn't like a first round pick type shit. So he does have that breathing room. But on to some of these other games. Let's see. It was 1:00. Let's jump around here. We have the Bears beating the 49ers at home in what was an ugly, muddy game. So I'm not going to throw too much shade on Trey Lance, but he didn't look too good. But it was just fucking this hurricane type weather there, and the ball was slippery. My big thing is the Bears, they got to win at home. Congrats, y'all fought back. Like it was, if y'all was gonna win a game, this is the type of game to win. A fucking slug fest in a hurricane type of weathers and the rain. Like no one can even run on the field because of how like the field is slushy, like how wet it is.
That shit was crazy wet. Like you literally can see the water splashing up on every punt, every kick, every run, every step.
Elijah Mitchell got hurt for the 49ers, but Jeff Wilson's probably taking over. That's why Debo, I think, got more runs in the second half because Elijah Mitchell getting down. So we'll probably see more Debo running now. But Trey Lance, hey, that leash is getting shorter. You probably have a couple more games where you don't win and you don't look good, and the weather is actually in your favor, and that Jimmy G's chants start getting louder.
Yeah, I think that it's always interesting that situation. Like you can hope that Trey Lance does better, and everybody believes that you can only get better in the NFL by playing in the game, which is true. But if you're going back and forth to it, what was the point? Like, I feel like they got to figure something out and stand on it. But the 49ers, I don't think their defense played terrible, but I don't think they got the stops when they needed to. But how the fuck did the Bears come out with this? I keep watching the high, like, what the fuck?
Does some bullshit. I don't want to say bullshit, but come like third and fourth quarter, they got all their points, and one of them was Pettis, like a wide open. Defense is all on one side, no one's guarding the back other side, and Justin Fields gets it, and then going forward on fourth down, getting the downs, not down to that was after they took the lead. But after they took the lead, the 49ers went for it and they got stopped on a fourth down, which kind of like really kind of iced it. And then, but they still got the ball back again. But you're not throwing the ball 80 yards in this weather or moving the ball that far. Like once they took the lead, it was a miraculous play that the Bears got off. and then they took the lead and they just held it.
I respect it, man. I love to see it too, because like it's just them out there. Like it's just them. Like them. So at least they started off the season well. Because I definitely didn't pick them motherfuckers.
Yeah, Trey Lance threw an interception that ended up with another touchdown, and then after that they took the lead. But yeah, then they went for it on fourth down. Trey Lance got stopped. Yeah, it just a lot of people are now at Trey Lance's neck because of it wasn't just that you lost. It was like you had the ball in some key situations, you threw an interception, got stopped. But me being a Trey Lance hater, I started off with saying I'm not going to put it all on him right now because of the rain. If this was a sunny day in Chicago and it was the same situation, I'd be feeling a different way about it.
Bro, I'm looking at this touchdown throw to Pettis right now, and this motherfucker is like the whole front line kind of slipped before they could tackle him. They could sack Justin Fields. Like that rain was fucking insane.
It was that was the miraculous play. Like I was like that when that play happened, I was like, oh fuck, like the Bears are this is the Bears game. Like I think like after I saw it, I was like, because you see some crazy shit like he was just wide open on the back end, no one there, waiting for the ball to fall on him, and then took off with it. Another game that was way closer than what it should have been was Eagles Lions. 38-35. Them boys scored a combined total 73 points.
How did you read my mind like that?
Well, oh, you're just thinking about this game?
I was literally like, yeah, we gotta talk Eagles Lions next. Because the Lions came to play this week.
I don't know, bro. They kind of those are the type of scores where it wasn't close, and then they made it look close in the last the last 10 minutes by scoring those 2 touchdowns. Because it was 38-21 or 38-21, and then all of a sudden, fourth quarter, 10 minutes left, they scored touchdown. Oh no, 6 minutes left, they scored touchdown, and then they scored another one after they force a 3 and out. And then Eagles get the ball, but then run out the clock, win the game, and now it's 38-35. But before those 2 last touchdowns, it wasn't that close. I remember watching this game, turning away from it in the middle of the third quarter because it was like 31-21, 38-21, and then all of a sudden I'm watching another game, and then all of a sudden I see the red zone. This game is 38-35 final score, and I'm like, what the fuck happened in the fourth quarter for this? Like, what the Detroit Lions scored like touchdowns? What they didn't do shit throughout this whole game.
Oh no, man! I had DeAndre Swift on my fantasy team. My boy was slugging it out, and him and Cordell Patterson was leading the whole 1 o'clock for a while with for rushing.
Yeah, you only have 15 carries because like they at no point like they were down by a lot. So they were Jared Goff 21 of 37. That boy that's not good at all. Only 215 yards, 1 interception, 2 touchdowns. The line did pretty well. No, they only let up 1 sack with all those dropbacks.
Nice.
And but his arm is just a noodle arm, bro. His accuracies is not the most accurate, and until the fourth quarter soft shell defenses, like how they just started playing fucking deep zone, and you can eat up a deep zone pretty easily, and when they're not playing that hard. And that's all I saw. DeAndre Swift is a dog. Right now I'm on the free DeAndre Swift train. Let him go somewhere where he can really shine his skills, because he is a top 10 running back right now.
You think he'd eat on Kansas City?
Oh my God, that would be because he can catch. He's a phenomenal pass catcher. So like he would just fit right into that system.
They need him. They need him.
He's the type of running back where I would not be upset if a team traded for like a first round pick, second round pick for it. Like people say don't do that for a running back, but he is young in his prime and can do it all.
Bruh, congratulations, everybody. I'm on my 3rd lighter. I don't know how, but my drunk ass has lost 3 lighters so far in the episode's going. But yeah, that was a good game, man. But on to the next one.
And we'll talk real. This one's gonna be a breeze, blow by. Ravens blew out the Jets. Ravens blew out the Jets. We all knew it was gonna happen. Joe Flacco stunk it up. Lamar Jackson didn't run anything in. He said, "Hey, y'all don't think I'm a quarterback? I'm gonna throw 3 touchdowns on y'all asses."
What you mean Joe Flacco stuck it up? My boy got a touchdown in the first.
And then yeah, that was it. And then the intercept. That boy threw 59 passes to get 300 yards, bro.
He threw 59 passes.
Yeah, for 37 to 59, bro. They were losing. That's why you're just slinging it at that point.
They let Joe. He's not going to be able to move his arm for a couple days. Like Joe Flacco, Big Bo Joe,
59, bro. Yeah. Jets defense looked pretty good early too. They kept it a game towards halftime. It was like 10-3. And then it comes second half. There's only they can only hold or contain Lamar as much as you can before he's gonna do what he do.
Bro, that 55-yard pass to Rashad Bateman was so nice.
On the money too. Bateman's gonna be a dog for real.
That's what I want to see all season because they're gonna have to pay my dog.
That's another game. We gotta run through these. Jaguars and Commanders. Great game. Trevor Lawrence didn't look too accurate, but James Robinson looks like he's still running back 1, even though people were talking about Travis Etienne all loud. Carson Wentz, really, Curtis Samuel, the rookie Dotson, Terry McLaurin, Logan Thomas. He had some weapons, bro, and he was getting it to them boys.
This was almost my pick for Dogfight of the Week, but it was also almost my pick for Sleeper of the Week, so I just threw it out. I was like, this is too much work. This is too hard. Like, if I pick it, but not only do it, I'm too drunk and too high for this. Like, but I love this game because, like, first off, the Jaggies played well-ish, and they were winning. And Carson Wentz kind of showed, like, hey, man, fuck y'all. Like, I got good receivers over here. I got fucking Scary Terry and what's his name? Dotson, number 1.
Dotson's the rookie, Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, like I got these motherfuckers. Like I'm here to ball. Like I was actually impressed with them boys, and the fact that they scored that. What was it in the last minute 55 when they scored that last touchdown?
Yeah, whatever. I can give you the exact time. 1 second.
And then Trevor Lawrence. I feel like nobody else is gonna say it, so I don't mind saying it. I think Trevor Lawrence sucks. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna give it a buck. I'm a fan of the Jaggies. I'm a fan of Trevor Lawrence, but I think he sucks. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I love the Gators. I think Anthony Richardson can't throw. Like, but I love the Gators, and I think Anthony
Two things
Richardson
can still be true.
Yeah, and I think Anthony Richardson is a great athlete, but like I don't think he's the best, most accurate thrower. Like, especially on a team with good receivers. But same thing with Trevor Lawrence. I think he sucks, but like I would love to watch him win.
I know. I think I keep rooting for him because of the long hair. Don't care, but eventually I will have to pull the plug on. Hey, we still got to give him a shot because Urban Meyer was there. I don't know how many more games. I think he'll get this season to really prove us wrong. But if he hasn't made a compelling argument yet after week 1.
At this moment right now, I think Trevor Lawrence sucks. I feel like my opinion can be swayed, but at this moment, I think Trevor Lawrence sucks.
All right. Next game, we had a tie between the Colts and Texans. My +7 was never in doubt. Like, it was 20-3 going into the fourth quarter. The Texans were up. Colts come back, score 17 points in the fourth quarter. Then even in overtime, the Texans had the ball with like 40 seconds left on the 50. And it was like a 4th and 3 or something. And they chose to punt instead of go for it and try to like get closer to kick a field goal. And they're calling it as one of the pussiest punts of all time. The Texans were not trying to win. They were playing for the tie, and that's exactly what we got this weekend.
I think
because if you get stopped there, the Colts could have went for it themselves. But at the same time, you got to. I probably would have went for it on like a fourth and short on the 50-ish to get a nice little field goal walk off.
If I'm me, I'm gonna go for it. But if I'm the Texans, no, I'm not going for that. Cause like, yeah, I'm not going.
You're a 7-point underdog, bro. Even if you lose by a field goal right here, it ain't too big of a deal. But if you beat the Texans, but if you beat the Colts,
you gotta imagine the conversation in the locker room afterwards. Like, it's versus if y'all lose that, if y'all don't go for that, and you don't go for that in the motherfucking, y'all don't get the stops and y'all lose by 3 points, everybody's gonna be in that bitch like. Everybody's gonna be like in that bitch like, damn, we should have punted it. Damn, we should. And then the coach is gonna be, Coach is gonna be like, hey man, y'all played a hell of a game, man. Don't worry, man. Keep your heads up. Versus motherfucking you tied. Now you walk in that bitch like, damn, we were so close to winning. Damn, we were so close to winning. And then the boys coaching that bitch like, y'all see what y'all can. Lovey Smith in that bitch like, y'all see what y'all can do. Y'all go ahead and put y'all minds together. Get through. Because we persevere. We got this, man. The Houston way. Like, you feel me? I like the idea that like you can build on top of the tie. I feel like a loss that you were expecting to lose and you did it, and after losing a fat ass lead, I feel like that's something you can't really build off of. Like, that's pretty much like already saying like, okay, we suck and we know it.
Well, how about the Colts? You think they're feeling fine with this tie, or are they?
Nah, they
pissed?
should be disgusted with themselves. Matt Ryan did not play as well as I was hoping for, but he has time. Michael Pittman showed promise in the fourth quarter, so they have time to build that connection and shit like that. Jonathan Taylor is a fucking juggernaut, so his team moves as he moves. What do you have, like 166 and a touchdown? The only reason why I know that,
but yeah.
the only reason why I know that is because I had to look at that nigga every time I looked at my Austin Eckler's 11 points. And yo, motherfucker. Oh, if nobody knows, me and Paul actually played each other in fantasy this week. And if it wasn't for Javonte Williams, this man would have busted me 71 to 132.
Oh yeah, it was getting ugly towards Monday.
And Aaron Rodgers put up 3.7. T. Higgins got a concussion. And my fucking kicker put up 1 point. And I low-key wanted to draft Young Ho Koo. So, like, I could have got 17, but I chose to get the nigga on.
Yeah, and I had Herbert drop 20, and I had Jonathan Taylor drop like 25.
And the running back group.
Huh?
Didn't your running back eat too?
Yeah, I can't remember who he is though off the top of my head.
Yeah, motherfucking, they didn't want to get Josh Jacobs the motherfucker. Oh no, that's another fantasy. But back to what we were saying, the Colts, they should be disgusted. I'm not gonna lie to you. 8 Pro Bowlers, like, this is y'all chance to make something shake. Like, y'all gotta go. You guys have a quarterback. You still have a good team. You have an O line that blocks. Like, you gotta go. You guys, this is your chance to go.
Hey, Davis Mills, that boy dog. I still root for my boy. And Damian Pierce, I thought he was gonna be running back one, but low key Rex Burkhead ass was out there for most of the snaps.
They love them some Rex Burkhead out there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
On to our next game, we're talking the motherfucking Vikings Packers, where the Vikings and Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins got off to a hot start and dominated this game from snap one to the end. Honestly, like the Packers looked abysmal. The crazy statistic where Devontae Adams had more receiving yards than the whole wide receivers for the Packers combined. That first drop by the rookie Watson on the very, very, very first play of the game, that would have been a touchdown. That was just the epitome of the whole game right there.
That set the tone for the game. Like, no cap. Hey man, I'm looking at this. This man, Michael Thomas, put hands on AJ Terrell for that last touchdown. I think that's offensive pass interference.
Hey, this was another first-year head coach, Kevin O'Donnell, coming over from the Rams. Got the offensive guru now with Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson. Jefferson's first game with him, 9 catches, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Jay Jettis. He might be the best.
I had him as my number 1 wide receiver for this year, and he's starting off hot. Starting off to set the tone for the year with that one.
Did Jair Alexander play?
Yeah, and there's a couple because Jair played on one side of the field, and there's a couple of times there's a certain play where Jair did get cooked, and it was not a good one. But there was another play where Jair did get a block or get a pass deflection, something.
But Kirk Cousins. So you think it's all Jay Jettis, or did Kirk Cousins kind of find some sauce?
I like Kirk, but now with the offense, now with the coach, because I never knew or really believed in all the hype that Zimmer and Kirk had beef until now that they're no longer together, and Zimmer actually confirmed, like, yeah, we didn't like each other. And there was the reports of them boys didn't even talk and all this stuff. So, like, now that he's out of the page, and that was a defensive coach that wasn't really caring about the offensive side of the ball, now we get an offensive court, like, minded guy. I think the sky's the limit for Kurt here. Like, I've always liked him, but I compare Kurt to like Mike Conley of the NBA. Of when he didn't have the bag, I rooted for him heavy, and I was like, oh, he's underappreciated. But then after he got the bag, it was kind of like, oh, Well, fuck, you're paid as the top 5 in your position. And I don't believe you're top 5. But you're still top 12, dude.
Nah, man, but let me know, is it the Vikings defense or is this just a classic Aaron Rodgers? I'm gonna start off slow and go win MVP.
I think the defense played well. Zaire Smith coming over from the Packers was a big. Oh,
Za'Darius.
Darius, yes, my bad. Zaire,
If
but
he
Darius
was a problem
fucking
all game.
clothesline, fucking Aaron Rodgers. Nah, but his ass and Kendricks and fucking who else had Jordan Hicks had like a total of like 14 tackles or whatever. Like there it is all over the field. And the defense looked like they weren't going to be a bottom 5 in the NFL last year because they let up so many points last year. And that's why I've always given Kirk his like some respect. Because I'm like, bro, it's kind of hard when he like you don't expect to lose games when you put up 28 or 30 points. And the Vikings had a lot of games last year where that happened. So can't like they still have Dalvin Cook who's healthy now. So the sky's the limit for them. Aaron Rodgers looks scary though because it didn't look the same as hey we'll figure this out because we still have Devontae Adams. It was more of like we don't have no one to lean on. We can't say that no more. The run game did the best they could and they didn't like if they're not snapping it's gonna be hard.
I think there are a lot of runs. I'm glad you said that about the run game because there are a lot of runs where those pullers on the O line they got out there and they got to pushing like they were really pushing like this is a team effort and they got fucked up like motherfucker. This was a real everybody. I feel like everybody in this team came to play, and it's just like this team does not match up well against other good teams.
Yeah, and we might. I'm not gonna say yet, but it might be a new division leader in that division.
We'll see because that I want to see that Vikings team against other teams, but I love the way Jay Jettis came out starting. I like to see Kevin O'Connell dumb lit on the fucking sideline. This is gonna be a good season. I want to appreciate them boys. But like there's only one other game I want to talk next after this one.
All right. The last two here. We have the Chargers hosting the Raiders. Raiders losing by 5. Close. It wasn't even a close game until the Raiders came and scored that touchdown. They went for 2. They could have made a 1 possession game. They didn't get it. Devontae Adams had a fucking crazy game. I don't even know. I think he got targeted like 17 times. Oh my gosh. Derek Carr threw it 3 interceptions, which is not you're not going to win games with that. Justin Herbert played a great game. Let me hear your take on this game before I say anything else.
I think the Chargers. This was the game I was watching, but like I was kind of like occupied. So I was watching this game on the big screen, and I just felt like the Chargers defense. They kind of really that was like really an underrated thing in the offseason that got talked about since there was so much quarterbacks move. But Derwin James looked awesome. And the fact that he can play I want to say he was really just isolating the number of receivers. Like he was really playing one-on-one with a lot of receivers.
Blitzing.
Derwin James, Khalil Mack had 3 sacks and then the game-winning strip fumble. Motherfucking, and then there was one more. There's another motherfucking. I didn't hear too much from Bosa. Did Bosa do crazy?
No, I don't believe so. Let me see. Yeah, no, Bosa had a sack and a half.
There we go. So like that defense really came, and this is before J.C. Jackson come back.
Asante Samuel Jr., but he had his ups and downs. He had some plays he played well, and then some plays he got cooked by Adams.
And that's what they needed last year. If you have Justin Herbert at the helms and those receivers, Keenan Allen, who got hurt, we're praying for that boy. Mike Williams and who's the other dude?
Now they got Everett at tight end, but they had this boy named Dwayne Carter, but no one knew much. It was supposed to be Josh Palmer, but Josh Palmer wasn't the number 3 when it came game time. It was this boy Carter.
He said Dwayne Carter. I didn't know Lil Wayne played football. I knew I always knew that nigga. I always knew that nigga had hands.
DeAndre Carter.
Oh.
I knew it was D Carter.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I think this game was really. I think this showed that the Raiders, they're not a bad team. I think they need to run the ball with Josh Jacobs some more, but they were losing. But I want to get like 10 carries for like 57 yards, like almost 6 yards of carry. And I heard that on the Pat McAfee show. Like, stupid, keep running the motherfucking ball.
Yeah, that's 6 yards carry, just about 5.7.
So motherfucking 17 targets to Devontae Adams, only six to Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller. It looks like they're probably gonna start really leaning on Devontae Adams, so they got to get that figured out because Hunter Renfrow can get open, especially if you got to double Devontae Adams. And Darren Waller is don't play him one-on-one with no
Every
fucking.
time that they threw him the ball, I felt like he was open or he caught it on the like. It was just like, why didn't you give him the ball throughout the game?
Dead ass. So I think Derek Carr throwing 3 picks isn't his style either. That's not a big thing that he really does. So let's see if this team. I think Vegas has promise. I think that MVP, that our 20-1 MVP is looking like a 29-1 MVP at the moment. But we'll see.
And we got the defense of the Vegas did pretty well. Nate Hobbs was shutting shit down the best he could. Max Crosby wasn't getting any of the sacks, like no sacks. I know that would change throughout the season, so to expect more of that. But yeah, Derek Carr 3 interceptions, and you're not winning games. You're throwing 17 targets to one guy. We start passing the rock around.
Unless it's me.
Then we got Buccaneers at Cowboys, where Dak got hurt and he's gonna be out for like some weeks now, getting thumb surgery. Cowboys' only team not to score a touchdown this whole NFL week. They only put up 3 points, 19-3. I don't think the Bucs look good either, to be honest. Their defense looked good for what they did to the Cowboys, but Leonard Fournette looked pretty well, but they looked like they had some growing pains still. They weren't.
Julio Jones looked good.
They had people that looked good, but like they weren't scoring on the red zone drives. They were getting field goals. This like unlike last year. So that's what I'm saying. You look good. Y'all could like 212 yards for Brady, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. In my opinion, he should have had 300 yards. Should have had like this, but they're not in full season form. So I just think they have a little growing pains before we see them. The Cowboys are now out of it. Without Dak, I think they're dead in the water.
Yeah, the Cowboys are. Yeah, the Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys they didn't look good with Dak, so they're definitely not going to be good without Dak. The best you could do is just, and then we've seen Cooper Rush play last year, so I don't think he's going to surprise anybody. With no film, with there being no film on him, type shit. So,
Week one,
Jerry,
the NFL, the Cowboys have been eliminated from playoffs.
It's crazy. They're the only team in that division that didn't win.
Yeah, and I think the rest of the Giants were underdogs. Yeah, that
Giants were underdogs, and then the fucking
Wentz and the Commanders went and found a way to win one.
And then the Eagles had to hold off the motherfucking Lions, while y'all bum ass niggas didn't even score a touchdown.
Yeah.
But like they said, man, you lose, you trade Amari Cooper, you move CeeDee Lamb to number 1, and I don't think he's CeeDee Lamb's. He's a great receiver, but it would be so nice if he had somebody else to take that heat. And then Michael Gallup was doing crazy at number 3, but when you move him to number 2, like, you feel me, it just fucks shit up.
Well, he's been hurt, so we haven't got to see him yet. He was
Are you gonna play?
No, he was like 1,100-yard receiver when he was number 2 before they drafted CD. So like I do like him I just think all those aspirations of like, hey, when Gallup comes back and this offense is gonna be good, all that shit died when Dak got hurt. Because now that Cooper Rush is gonna be starting at the helm, now you waited for Gallup, you rested Gallup for what? Because you wanted to go out there and try to score 16 points in the last 5 minutes of the game when y'all couldn't only put up 3 the rest of it. Like at a certain point, Dak gotta chill out. Like, this game's over. Live to play next week. Now look at the situation you're in.
Hey, it's tragic as fuck.
There's a reason why like Jordan Love played towards in the fourth quarter for the Packers. Like, it was at a certain point, it's like, all right, like, we lost this one, but we're still a good team. We'll bounce back next week.
Hell yeah. But hey, that's enough for that game. We don't gotta talk about the booty parts enough.
And then
their defense looked defensive.
my under hit phenomenally on that game. But Monday Night Football, Broncos getting to show off their new Russell Wilson, a new head coach in Hackett, who Aaron Rodgers boasted up so much to get the Broncos job. And then the Seahawks with Pete Carroll, Geno Smith at the helm, and showing at Seattle, they came out directly, booed Russ straight up.
Boo! Boo!
Boo! This game
They booed the fuck out of stupid ass.
did not fuck with that boy. But what did you see here, bro? Was this the Seahawks playing the best game of their life to beat Russ one time before it's all said and done for Pete Carroll? Because they didn't even meet at before the game started. And Pete Carroll and Russ, they didn't like each other when they left, and people thought maybe there'll be a handshake of respect. Nope, don't talk to me. I won't talk to you type of situation. And did you think this is the best we'll see the Seahawks?
I think, yeah.
Or is
But
Pete coming to win with Geno?
I think they played decent. I think Geno did what he needed to do to win. I feel like I'm getting Jacoby Brissett mixed up with Geno when I think of like, okay, he did enough to make this shit work. Rashad Penny, he had some good runs. I don't know how many yards he had, but he had some. There were points in time I was like, damn, I should have drafted his ass.
A nice little like 9-yard run, a nice little 11-yard run. Yeah.
I'm just like, somebody will be just ticking away. I was about to post in a group chat, so who gonna trade me for Rashad Penny? But then I seen what Javonte Williams was doing. I was like, oh, but anyway. But this is just interesting to see that Russ, because Russ didn't look great. I feel like the offense was stagnant most of the game, and the defense didn't look unstoppable even slightly.
Bradley Chubb had like a very bad like a third down where he fucking hit Geno Smith in the helmet, and it was like later in the game that moved him up and it got him into like field goal range, which should have been like they should have been stopped. And I was just like, what the like this? And I think they had a few false starts, a couple delay of games before the fourth quarter, and it was like just sloppy football. From I don't know if it was first game jitters because they're the new head coach, a new system. I don't know, but there's flags you shouldn't be getting. Russell Wilson underthrew a couple balls. The touchdown to Jared Judy was Jared Judy just big manning the fuck out of Kobe Bryant and taking it all the way because Russ just threw it under. Like so Judy had to come back and catch it over somebody. Whereas if he would have threw it how he always does, like the perfect arced ball that he always throws, it would have been a touchdown nonetheless. But it was just maybe that would have been an interception another week if the DB makes a better play on the ball. And I agree, the offense was stagnant. Even the rushing game Melvin Gordon looked good. Javonte Williams looked great. But then come red zone, they both fumble on the 1 yard line. Like, how the fuck does that happen? Like that's not supposed to happen. Like if this was any other week, they would have won, but they had like double their yards in offensive total scrimmage yard. Like it was just like those 1 yard fumbles. You can't stress enough. Those are 14 points off the board.
That shit is terrible. Like I really was hurt when that shit happened.
Then let's see. Geno didn't look bad though. I would say Geno just played smart football. Dink and dunk.
Yeah, I think he's a good leader. I feel like, and he does have weapons. It was funny to see Doug Baldwin petty ass on Twitter afterwards, but he does have weapons out the helm. So like, if he needs to make something happen, like he has the people to throw it to. Like,
how do you feel about them wasting the time all the way down in the fourth quarter to 20 seconds, then calling the timeout, then attempting the second longest field goal in all-time history with a 64-yarder to miss? Me personally, you do not pay Russell Wilson $250 million or whatever the fuck amount to kick that field goal. You go for it on that fourth down because that's like Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, anyone else who's going to be getting that $250 million, Lamar Jackson. Remember Lamar Jackson said, I want the ball. Like Josh Allen, I want the ball. Herbert, I want, like, you do not like you did not do that in that situation to kick the second longest field goal in NFL history. McManus has the legs, but someone pulled up his statistic on game-winning 60-yarders. He's like 0-6 or 0-5. He has never, and that's the guy who went for it. Like it wasn't like a Tucker who has a history of something.
But hey, man, that's been the week one of the NFL season. The NFL season. That's how we coming. So what we got, man? We got one more.
Yeah, we got one more. We've been waiting for this one. It's actually a banger for second week. They're giving us another Super Bowl type matchup for week one. I know they can't play because they're in the same division, but you know what I mean. Just two slobber knocker teams here. We got the Chargers and the Chiefs. And the Chiefs are what, a 3-point favorite here?
Oh, not the Chiefies. The mighty Chiefs to you.
Yeah, I believe they're 3-point favorite here at Kansas City. Both teams are 1-0 in the division. Something's got to give.
Oh, crazy stat before I forget. You know the AFC South, I don't think any of them won in that division.
Nope.
And it's crazy because two of the teams played each other.
Yeah. How does that's the AFC South? Hey, that's why I tell you when the Jags and Texans are gonna be fighting with the Titans for that second seed, that's just not a wild take no more.
At all. But back to Thursday night football, man. We got the dun 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 dun.
Amazon Prime too, and this is the first Prime game of the year. Keenan Allen, I believe, is out for this game, or he's doubtful. So I don't think he's out, but it's looking like he's not gonna play. J.C. Jackson is still up in the air for the Chargers, but that defense looked great without him this week. Kansas City looked like a team on a fucking mission. They didn't have a kicker last week, and it didn't stop them. Justin Reed, the safety, was in there kicking fucking the kickoffs and the extra points for them.
That's crazy. I heard that on Pat McAfee. I thought I was tripping.
Yeah, but this is oh shit. Kansas City is at -4 now, so they're actually favored by a little bit more than a field goal now. I'm pretty sure it's because of that Kansas City. You always get the home team a little extra oomph on the line.
No cap, but this is gonna be interesting, homie. Like we just saw the motherfucking this offense score 5 touchdowns on a. We're not sure if they're incapable or not. Arizona defense. And we just saw this same team get 3 interceptions on motherfucking Derek Carr with Devontae Adams. So I'm definitely think Pat Mahomes is better than Derek Carr. But a week ago we were saying that Derek Carr might have a legitimate chance to be MVP. While Pat Mahomes showed us what an MVP looks like. So what you got, man? How you think this game's going?
See, the Chargers can never count them out on away games because they play at their home games. They usually don't have the fans. So
both LA teams had to use silent counts at critical points in their games. I heard.
Yes. So they do not have the fans. So they thrive in away games. Like it's unheard of. So that's one thing they got going for them. This is literally 2 MVP favorites going head to head right now, Mahomes and Herbert. This might be something that might be brought up in MVP discussions later in this year of whoever wins this game. I'm taking the Thursday. I guess I get the first pick, make it nice and sweet, simple. I'm gonna go with the Chargers here as the underdog.
Yes, sir. I was gonna pick. Oh, keep going.
Oh no, I'm saying I'm only doing it just because I feel like the Cardinals were not a real test without D-Hop, so their defense may look a little bit better for the Chiefs than they should have. Whereas I feel like Derek Carr with Devontae Adams was a solid, good test for the Chargers, and their defense looked very good. So I'm feeling like Herbert can blow the roof off of this Kansas City defense.
Nah, deadass. I was gonna go the opposite of you regardless. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like both these teams in this situation because I think that defense not only did that defense play well, but that defense had to play good late too because they couldn't play the same soft coverages once the Raiders started pulling in, getting closer and shit. So I respect the fact that that defense came tested, and I think Justin Herbert just is gonna do phenomenal this season. I really feel like he kind of has a chip on his shoulder a little bit. Like, y'all didn't even make the playoffs last season, and my name was on everybody's book, everybody's mouth. So like, I really feel like they're coming ready out. But Keenan Allen being hurt is a problem to me. I feel like, but we'll see if that Chiefs defense is actually capable or not. So I just couldn't bet against Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce after the way they played last week. Like, you gotta respect game, recognized game, and the boys looking real familiar right now. So like, I couldn't go against. So I appreciate you for taking the Chargers because like I was good either way.
One thing I also forgot was there was moments where I was sitting there watching the game between the Raiders and the Chargers, and I was just like, they really let Khalil Mack and Bosa on the same fucking team. Like, this is a crime right here. What I'm seeing, this O-line is fighting for their life, and like Travis Kelce's a big dude, so maybe the one thing to like kind of slow down Travis Kelce is maybe make him block more, because I feel like Kelce might be having to block a little bit more for this weekend this Thursday.
That's a great analysis. I actually fucked with that, but it's in stone, man. We taking the Chiefs, man.
Give me the Chargers here with my boy Jay Herbo.
It's gonna be a good game though. And it's gonna be on Amazon. I actually have Amazon Prime, so I'll watch that bitch on Amazon.
Yeah, no delay. Also, but I would not be shocked if these motherfuckers throw for a combined of like 900 yards or some crazy shit, like set some NFL record.
On a Thursday, I feel like they do that shit on a Monday. I don't know if the boys gonna wake up for that on Thursdays. That's a short week.
That's true. And the defense also has a short week.
Yeah, damn.
But hey, man, we're about to break it down for you. We went through we recapped the NFL week. We picked the Thursday night football slobber knocker between the Chiefs and the Chargers in Kansas City, Arrowhead Stadium. We'll be back talking MMA picks, MMA recaps, boxing picks, and we'll be picking the NFL weekend slate later on this weekend. So double back, double dip, triple dip with us. And if y'all didn't know, now y'all know, motherfuckers.
Bitches.
Passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with